Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Jillian. I'm a spiritual healer and intuitive coach, and we talk about everything from spirituality, sexuality, energy, frequency and vibration, and everything in between. So if that's your vibe and you like this kind of content, then press the like button, subscribe so you don't miss any of my videos, and write a comment if you want. I would love to hear what you think, if it's nice. But I'm open to discussion. So today I wanted to discuss why you need to spend time alone when you are going through your spiritual awakening, when you are going through your spiritual ascension. Now, when you've been doing the work, when you've been healing, when you've been doing the inner self-awareness work, and you are shifting your vibrational frequency, you are ascending to become a more light-bodied being and letting go of a lot of the old dense programs and frequencies. That is what spiritual ascension is. Spiritual awakening to find out who you truly are at the core as an authentic soul, to understand your multidimensional self. That is what a spiritual awakening is. And we are going through a heck ton of that right now. And look, sometimes it does not feel comfortable. So many of us are experiencing ascension symptoms. Those can be exhaustion, fatigue, headache, energy sensitivity, moods just out of nowhere. You're just feeling all this stuff and it can be extremely overwhelming. So why is it so important to spend time alone during this time? And look, you may have already been forced into some isolation. You know, everything that is just going on with, we were all forced into places of isolation. And if you look at it from a bigger picture, that has really helped support our ascension as individuals, as humanity on Earth, because we were kind of forced into spending time alone or spending time without distraction and spending time within our own energy. And that is so key and vital for our growth and being able to navigate and move through these crazy times that we're having, especially if you're a sensitive spiritual being. So you may already be doing this, as I said. You may, in the last, few years, have kind of really shifted your self where you want to spend time by yourself, where you kind of have become by default a bit of a hermit, where you are spending more time alone. Or maybe you're kind of still resisting it. Maybe you are still resisting the old life that you had, but it doesn't feel good for you to do the things that you used to do because you're changing, because you are shifting your vibration, because you are no longer aligning to the people, the conversations, the the behaviors that once were part of your kind of ego mask. And that is all falling the more that you're going through your own healing and more that you're awakening to like who you really are. So whether you are at a stage where you are probably a little bit too comfortable spending time alone and just loving being in your own energy, or that it is actually a little bit too overwhelming for you to be going out so much in the world, especially if you live in a place that isn't really surrounded by nature, if you live in an apartment building, if you are living in a busy city. All of these things, as you spiritually ascend, you become much more sensitive to energy. And part of our human ascension journey is to master energy, is to be able to start discerning energy. And without the proper training and practice to be able to do that with the right tools to protect ourselves and yet discern different frequencies and stay within our own energy, we can go out there and we're like a kind of a light and a beacon to all of those lower vibration attachments and energies that are out there in the world, that are attached to other people. And so it can feel really uncomfortable for us to go out into the density, because you may have created within your home. You might be using your energy clearing techniques and clearing your own energy and clearing your home's energy. So it is your energy. It feels safe. And when you're becoming more energetically sensitive as you ascend, as you're going through a spiritual awakening, everything outside of that can feel like horrific, actually, at times. Even going to the grocery store when you are not properly grounded and aligned can feel extremely overwhelming. So those are the kind of stages that you're at. You're either completely comfortable with it, probably a little bit too comfortable, which, you know, there's a time for everything, or you are just kind of forced into it because everything else feels so overwhelming for you. Even like having conversations and interactions, you become so exhausted and fatigued by them, or you're still resisting it. You're still resisting the need to spend time alone. And you need to be able to do this because we are so used to living in a world of distraction and being unconscious to the things we do and how we react, and instead of becoming really self-aware of our own energy and our own being and triggers and patterning and programs, that it's important to be able to understand what your own energy feels like without distraction. So you need to spend time alone, and if you're resisting it because you feel like you are just feeling lonely or super alone, or you're disconnecting and don't have things in common with the friends that you used to or the things that you do, like that can feel extremely lonely. And I am here to tell you that it's just a timing thing. You know, this is a period that you are really being asked to connect back with yourself, because it is going to help you tenfold. Being able to start to feel into discern your own energy so that you can then discern the other frequencies of the energy, the people, the conversations, the opportunities, the places you go, is so key when you are raising your frequency and raising your vibration. And being able to learn, as I said, the tools to be able to keep yourself grounded, protected, cleansed from all of these other energies and frequencies out there is absolutely vital. So spending time alone for you to be able to really focus on that and practice is key. You know, even when we go out, we're not just being bombarded by the people, we're being bombarded by 5G towers and EMFs. So again, learning the tools to manage your energy is so key, and again, why you should be able to be content with spending that time alone and by yourself right now. And as I said, so many people distract yourself from being who you truly are because you don't want those things to come up. But as you're ascending, as you are going through some spiritual growth, that's what happens. You know, like we need to be able to sit and feel our things and not distract ourselves like we always have, because where is the level of growth and self-awareness in that? If we're just consistently distracting ourselves with people, TV, always being busy, then we aren't able to be fully grounded and present and aware so that we can start making more conscious decisions, which again is all part of our spiritual awakening and our ascension. It's how can we become more understanding of energy, mastering our energy, aligning with the right frequencies that are for us and not the dense frequencies that we are letting go and shedding, as well as being so anchored in understanding our own morals and values of who we are now versus who we were because of our programming and what society told us to be. And it's important to spend time alone because through the shedding period, you can feel like a newborn baby. Like, you just imagine how energetically sensitive babies are when they come into this world full of all these energies and frequencies, and it's overwhelming for them. So no wonder they cry a lot, because it's like we're learning how to walk in our new body, in our new energy of who we are after we're shedding a lot of the old. And that can feel, as I said, really overwhelming. And we don't want to be bombarded with everything else outside of ourselves, which is what we have created as part of our ego to date. It's what we learned from external, from our parents, from society, of who we are and how we should be. But actually, this time of awakening is really for us to call back who we truly are inside. Like finding that out. So that real deep level of self-awareness and understanding. So by spending a lot of time by ourselves and alone, we aren't going to be influenced when we are going through this growth period like we do when we're a baby and we're absorbing all of these programs and beliefs from our external world. We're now going through a period of reprogramming and reprogramming from the inside, not from the outside out. So it is really, really key to be able to have this time of isolation, and also like not judge the fact that we need a lot of time by ourselves. You know, not be afraid that we are going to be judged by the people, by our family, by our friends, for our changing behaviors, for the fact that we don't want to go out and party anymore, that we don't want to go out and drink anymore, that we are being discerning about where we go and who we hang out with. But this is a beautiful place of coming back to our own sovereignty, of really truly discerning what feels good for us and what aligns with us versus what doesn't. Because that's how we used to live, right? And now if we start to tune into those things, oh my God, do they align with us anymore? Or do they feel heavy and dense and contracted? Or do they feel really beautiful and light and expanded? So really, if you are going through this period, and I feel like this is the period that we're all going through. This is the year of the 7 in 2023 when I'm recording this, which is all about spiritual awakening, which is all about understanding who we truly are and our soul's evolution. So just what I'm being told is, don't judge yourself for needing to be alone, and don't be afraid of judgment from other people, because this is your life, and those that are here on the journey with you will understand and support you, and those that don't aren't aligned for you right now. And it's not to say that you will never be aligned again, because everyone is on their own timeline and on their own soul's journey. And don't be afraid that you're going to lose friends, because yes, look, there might be some that there's just too much of an energetic gap for it to come back, but also just be really open and aware that you doing you will be very surprised of the people that end up starting to come with you, because you are being so authentically you, and people can see that, people can feel that, even though they might not rationally understand that maybe the people that you don't expect to move on this kind of spiritual evolution the way you are, you're going to be very surprised of like who then you start to see making shifts or going, you're different, like I'm curious. That's what happened with me. The people that I thought my old party friends, I was like, oh, maybe I just have to let these people go, and I have to be okay with that. And there's a grief and a loss there, right? And there's a loneliness around that. But what I realized is just by doing my own thing and really becoming who I really was meant to be, and my coming back to my own sovereignty, is that these people that I never thought in a million years would be even interested in these types of things, these types of conversations, anything to do with spirituality, are now starting to show up for themselves, because I have, and they can see and feel that. And it's the more work that we do on ourselves, the more that our relationships will change, and the more influence that we can have on other people. But it's where we can't change anyone else, we just have to change ourselves, and that is honestly the key, and why time of being alone in isolation is really going to help move the needle for you. And then the amazing thing that is going to come out of these periods of isolation and these periods of being alone is you having true sovereignty of yourself, you understanding what feels right for you and what is no longer in alignment with you, you having taken the time to understand who you are at an energetic, spiritual, emotional, mental level, so that your energetic boundaries are tight, so that you can, when you are ready to emerge. And how I'm being shown the information is like this chrysalis of, this gestation period of like a caterpillar when they're turning into a butterfly. They need to be in this cocoon of their own energy in order for them to flourish and become who they truly are, which is the butterfly, which is you, right? You are becoming this beautiful butterfly of like multicolors, all of that you can fly. And that feels so light and beautiful and amazing. But you need the time of being in the cocoon, and I don't know if chrysalis is the right word, but that's the word that's coming. Chrysalis, for you to be able to do that. And when you come out of that time period of isolation, when you can really truly move through and to see that this is the best thing for you, and to not judge and be in fear and be wallowing in loneliness, to really use it to your benefit to help move the needle of your spiritual ascension and awakening journey, then you are able to come out and start to have intentional connections, intentional conversations, intentional connections. And you're going to really be able to tune into, does this type of conversation fill me up or does it deplete me? And it, like, I'm seeing there's just going to be a little bit of like a transition period of like you kind of crossing a bridge from like one reality to the other. And underneath the water, like, it's kind of like the bridge is a little bit unsteady, but when you feel like you want to start emerging, you're going to have really strong boundaries. So you're not going to be bombarded energetically. You're still going to be learning, right? So again, it's like learning to walk again. But through you taking that time for yourself to understand yourself, to align yourself to this new frequency, you are going to be able to call in more soul-aligned family connections, conversations that do light you up and that are aligned to your level of frequency and consciousness now. And that's what it's about. It's about, let's not just fall back into the old conversations and relationships. Like, what I'm being told is that you will be in your true sovereignty to be able to not only attract in new soul family and people that align with you now, that can support you, that understand you, that are here for like a bigger mission on the earth and want to be of service to the world and humanity in whatever way that looks like. You will call in more of these people, but also you will call in more opportunities. You will call in more things that are aligned to the vibration of love. But also you will be able to, I'm seeing like your old crew, like your old friendships, your old family dynamics. And you are going to be so much in your own sovereignty that you will be able to have these conversations that you never thought you'd be able to have. You will be speaking about your spirituality and your ascension and energy and frequency and vibration and spirits and all these things that you have been learning and developing and attuning to as your soul gifts start to integrate into your frequency in your body through spending time in isolation, that you're going to do all of that without fear and with people that you never thought you could have this level of conscious communication with. You are just going to be able to be free and express who you truly are, because having low vibration, gossipy or like non-deep, non-tangible conversations with people no longer feel good for you in your body, and you are going to recognize that, and you are going to go, that doesn't work for me, and you will just start to have conversations at the level that you do with your other more, say, conscious relationships and friends, with the people that you never thought would come on this path with you. And the more that you can just be yourself and speak freely about your experiences and what you're going through without fear of ridicule, judgment, not being understood, seen, heard, the more that you can help support them to their awakening. Because everyone awakens at different times, right? There are people that we're all on our own unique soul journey and path, and there is no real specific timeline of what that looks like. It isn't linear. It is all energetic. So the more that you can take the time to be so much within yourself, the more that you can come out of this cocoon chrysalis period anew and in your own power, knowing what your own morals, values, distinctions, boundaries, and energetics are, so that you can go into every situation, conversation, showing up as your full, authentic, true self. And that is freaking powerful. And that is how you change the world. And that is how you create new community, because people feel your vibe. People are like, I want more of that, because they can feel that you're in your true self, in your true heart, in your true authentic nature, without the bravado, without the masks, without the ego kind of coming into play, because you've really taken the time to be with yourself and do the work to reprogram those dynamics. And that is a beautiful thing. So, is there any more that wants to come through me on this topic? My guides are saying, share more about community. So, okay. So community is such an integral part, especially if we've gone through this period of isolation and potentially losing the people that we once had within our immediate circle. So a lot of us that are going through a spiritual awakening and our ascension journey right now, we want to feel understood and accepted and aligned and have these really deep level of conversations with other people that also get it, that also understand what we're going through, that align to our level of consciousness at any given moment. So I'm hearing that a lot of people are looking for that community, that support, that guidance, that mentorship, that help, and a tribe. Like, we used to live in tribes, and it's so interesting. What I'm being shown is, like, we used to live in tribes where family, friends, like the whole tribe would be the family. Like, that would create the family. And throughout time, we have become so isolated and living in individual, like, pods of people where we aren't fully interacting, and communities are no longer family. And during, what I'm being told is by my guides, is during this time of isolation that we have gone through with world factors, and then also going through our own spiritual evolution individually, we are now calling in tribe again. We're calling in community again. We are calling in people that resonate at that frequency of caring, love, compassion, understanding, emotional availability, and unconditional love. That's what we are looking for. So this is actually one of the reasons of why I've created my membership within my platform, because it was something that I went through, as I was going through another spiritual evolution and awakening. It was, where are my people? Where are my people? And this is really lonely. And then I went to acceptance, and I've gone through all these stages that I've just been discussing. But it's, where are the people that I can have these really deep, multidimensional conversations and exchanges with, that I feel safe within their energy, and they feel safe within my energy, and we feel extremely supported and seen by each other. And I wanted to create that. And our soul tribe aren't just in our neighborhood, they are all around the world. And that is, to be fair, the beauty of technology, is that we have access to our soul family and our soul tribe like never before, because we have the internet and we have video and we have all these ways that we can use to amplify our message and our frequency to attract those people. And that is why I've created my community. That is why I've created my membership, for everyone that is going through an awakening, that everyone that wants to develop themselves spiritually, tune into their own unique soul gifts, their intuition, understand how to get to that place of non-attachment, self-love, self-compassion, self-awareness. That is what my community, my courses, my membership, my coaching, my training is all about. And to really support you through these times of ascension, especially over the next few years, because we are going to feel it and we need to be in this together. So if that resonated with you, go check out my membership or any of my other offerings. If there's anything that you resonate with, that you feel would be able to support and guide you, then please reach out, see what fits. And if you enjoyed this video, if this resonated with you, again, it's all about resonance here. It's all about discernment. And like with everything, I always teach, if a message or a teacher doesn't resonate with you, then that's okay. It doesn't always have to. And it's just starting to recognize that this can help your level of discernment, because there's some people that at one point is going to resonate with you, and then as you move through your awakening and your different levels of consciousness, they may not anymore. And it's not about judgment. It's not about that's bad, good, they're bad, good, whatever. It's more just, okay, well, what does align with me now? What messaging, what frequency does align with me now? What is it that I really do need for myself? And I think that's the important question to ask. What is it that I need for myself, and what feels good and what doesn't feel good? From the heart, remember, from the heart, not what we can just see and hear, because there's still energetic masks that people are showing us. So the only way that we can truly tune into energy is through our hearts and sending love and gratitude from our hearts to that person's situation. But that's another video. You'll have to keep watching for this other video that I'm going to do. So again, if you resonated, like, share, subscribe, comment. I would love to know what you're experiencing. Are you going through your spiritual awakening? Are you being drawn to esoteric things? Do you know that there is more to life than just this 3D reality? And are you struggling? Are you looking for a soul family? Have you found soul family? What does that look like for you? So yes, share, subscribe. I'd love to have you in my world. And if the membership and community sounds like something you've been looking for, then please do check it out. I would love to see you there and have you there. I have so many resources. We have a full community forum where everyone communicates and supports each other. And I do live multidimensional readings, clearings, and Q&As and coaching every month, as well as a whole library of meditations, whole library of tools and videos and trainings on so many different things. So if this feels like you, if you're vibing it, if you are, if you're vibing, if we vibe, go check it out. Otherwise, have the most beautiful day, and I will see you guys later.